And welcome back to the Constitutionals Podcast. I'm your host, Chad White, blowing out your eardrums. I'm the host of a podcast called the Constitutionals Podcast for the website C Plus Comedy, the premier podcast for the website cpluscomedy.com. Like I said, it's a website. You should go there. Here we are, episode 321. I forgot what I was doing. I saw a headline that surprised me. And here we are. Everything, well, where are we right now? Everything is going on. There's a lot of fires going on in California. A lot of people are losing their homes. A lot of people have to evacuate. Hopefully everybody stays safe. I was just watching, this is not late night lately, the late night show, but I was just watching The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and he had Jamie Lee Curtis on, who last night, as of this recording, or the night before, Tuesday night, as of this recording, she was on a flight to New York for the Tonight Show when she was getting texts, learning about her city in California, I believe Pasadena, and she was learning about friends and businesses are just all burning down. And it stinks to see. Who else? Mandy Moore lost her home, her and her husband's home, and Billy Crystal and his wife, they had a house for 45 years, lost that. Paris Hilton, it's a shame. But the headline I just saw, which is obviously one of the most insane things, and this is the second time I've seen this headline from a different outlet. Right-wing pundit, this comes from Vanity Fair. Right-wing pundits blame DEI and Democrats in predictable deluge of wildfire misinformation. In a time when why would you? Okay, in a time when people are, only 5 people have died in this fire. Thousands of structures have burned. And this is the thing Elon Musk is saying. They prioritize DEI over saving lives and home. This is homes. This is climate change. This is things that you, as a billionaire, you could help combat. Oh, I hate him. I hate Elon Musk. I hate those people. All of them, and I'll say it to their face. I'm not gonna make little jokes. I'll just say that I'm not Kendrick and Drake. I'm not gonna be like, ooh. I'm not gonna hint at things. I'll just say it to their face. It's horrible. It's ridiculous. Movie premieres are being paused, canceled. Concerts, all that stuff, shows, everything. Filming is just done right now, just because you can't do anything. It stinks. And it's just a bunch of this is a clean podcast. I tried other curves on it. There's a bunch of people blaming it on politics. No. Let's talk about this. The very first day of the new year, you think things launch? You think an app or a streaming platform will launch? No. But that happened with CNBC. This comes from Variety, written by Brian Steinberg. CNBC seeks $14.99 per month for new CNBC Plus streaming service. If you are a big CNC head, and I know you are, Mad Money, Squawk Box, that news show they had for about 7-8 months with Shepard Smith, that's a show I watched. Then you're gonna love, if you love all that stuff, you're gonna love this new streaming platform they have. Executives see it as a way to expand the audience for a business news outlet that many already watch outside the home. It was I assume this was a quiet launch because this article is from January 1st. However, I did not see it until that Friday. And I went, why is this the thing? Obviously, the people that work there are behind it, like Andrew Ross Sorkin. and Becky Quick. It's not a way, this streaming platform, which I think every niche streaming platform should aim for, is not a way to challenge the likes of the bigger ones, your Disney Pluses, your Netflixes. Apparently, there will be no new programs on the service that aren't already on the cable network, and its overseas counterparts, and no massive ramp up of content spend to give viewers access to movies like Wall Street or The Boiler Room. Smart. CNBC anchors like Joe Kernan won't offer cooking tips, and Sarah Eisman won't launch a book club. Steinberg getting real spicy over there. What the aim of this CNBC Plus, according to President Casey Sullivan, is to engage the network's core business news viewers for longer periods of time. So in the same way that, let's look at this Variety article. In the same way that you read a news article on Variety, you see, you're almost done, or you see something that takes your eyes away. You see most popular on the side banners, and you see something that says, Matthew Perry gifted Lisa Kudrow the Friends cookie jar in 2004. She found the note he left inside 20 years later and after his death. You're going to want to click on that story. That's going to keep you on Variety. As opposed to, if there was nothing there, you'd finish your Variety story and then you'd go away. It's the same thing for every website. I was going to say network because I usually talk about TV stuff. CNBC Plus offers a global feed that viewers can use to follow programming from Asia and Europe, as well as the United States, no matter where they are. They'll also gain access to advanced layers of market data and the ability to watch CNBC's library of programs on demand. According to their library of programs includes Undercover Boss. Like what? Like when the markets are closed, today's Thursday, which I think they were closed today for Jimmy Carter's funeral. Let me triple check that. But it's, yeah, I mean, the thing that they put on the air is when there's sports runoffs on the weekend, like when NBC Sports has so many like soccer matches, they will air them. On CNBC right now is Shark Tank. So they have Shark Tank and they have Undercover Boss. I can't imagine someone's going to be like, well, I could watch Shark Tank on the DVR, or I could watch it on Hulu, but no, I'm going to watch it on CNBC Plus. There's a bunch of tiers, including an all-inclusive offer that's $600 per year, where along with CNBC Plus, you get an online investment club led by market analyst Jim Cramer. Can I tell you something I don't want? Is an investment club led by that guy. There's a pro tier that includes stock ratings and price targets and an ability to monitor a specific portfolio. The standalone pro tier, which does not include the Cramer Investment Club, is $300 per year or $35 per month. This is crazy. As times like these move forward, I feel as though we're going to see more niche streamers. Now, AMC Plus is probably the most successful of them all when it comes to how these work and doing it well. For reference, I'm on Amazon channels, and I'm scrolling through all the subscriptions that you can get. AMC Plus is something that's always offered up. Now, I think BET Plus does decent. I don't know about Stars. I couldn't tell you about Stars. And MGM Plus has a lot of good prospects, especially in terms of shows. Apparently, the one with Forrest Whitaker is good, and there's From, starring Harold Perrineau. And then you have other ones like Lifetime Movie Club and Filmbox, I've heard of. Acorn TV, PBS Masterpiece, BrickBox. BBC Select. Those are ones that and they've done well, and they're doing well enough because Acorn TV might be the only place you get a certain show, a set of certain shows from England. And I know that's true. PBS Masterpiece is the only place you get a lot of shows that you can't stream anywhere else. Same thing for BritBox. I think as we continue down this path of not wanting to pay for cable, and as we'll talk about later on in this episode, there's a lot of cable things coming, cable-based things. But as we get towards this future of not wanting to pay for cable and things coming a la carte, it's going to be tough to justify why a platform should exist. Especially with Comcast, NBCUniversal trying to, we'll talk about in a second, trying to spin off the networks that aren't doing them any justice. According to them. So will CNBC Plus exist in the future? We know even with Warner Bros. Discovery, Max was having trouble being justified by David Zaslav, the current CEO. I say current because I don't know if he's going to be there. I think after they do all this business writing down that $500 million that they were writing down, I feel like I don't think he's there for a long run. I'll say that. I don't think he's an Iger. Before I go any further, I was watching the Golden Globes, as one does, and as I was sitting there on my couch, lights low, Sunday night, again, I could hear the bar next door, people having fun. I'm just like, I gotta watch the Golden Globes. I'm sitting there watching, and every so often they cut to a table, a certain table. If they talked about Netflix shows, they cut to the Netflix table. I saw Ted Sarandos sitting there with the cast of Amelia Perez. He's the only executive, the only CEO, the only person at this party, at this award ceremony. I don't care if he goes to the party. He's sure he can go to the party. Zaslav, Iger, they can go to the party. Tim Cook, go to the after parties. Why in the world is Ted Sarandos walking the red carpet? Why is he on like front and center? No other execs do that. Then he goes and bends a knee to Donald Trump. Sarandos is oh my gosh. Defend his choice to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to Dave Chappelle, but nothing to Monique and Wanda Sykes. Anywho's, these niche streamers, these niche platforms, I don't know if I feel that they won't be around as long. I don't see us in, because when Netflix came about with streaming, especially, I remember hearing news stories that, this Netflix is going to be this next big thing. And I didn't believe it. I was betting against it. I was like, no, people are going to want cable and we're going to love DVDs. Guy who has hundreds of DVDs. I just noticed that one of the that black bookcase has all the DVDs on it and Blu-rays. Cause it's 2025. We only do Blu-rays now. But one of the shelves is Boeing. So, and it's one that only has Blu-rays on it. So I don't know what's going on. It's a bad bookcase. What's going to happen in 10 years? Because again, Netflix was doing, but before it even, I think, when did House of Cards start? How old was I when House of Cards began? A show I tried to watch. House of Cards began in 2013. And then I think like that same year it was one of the most lauded shows, the most praised shows. But is that, Netflix's meteoric rise, put aside Max and Disney Plus, there's no such way to catch up or even keep up. And again, CNBC Plus is meant to be kind of an add-on service. It doesn't have to go toe-to-toe with those three. But at some point, you have to kind of put it in the same category. Because then people will go, do I need this anymore? Is it doing me any favors? Now, speaking of NBCUniversal, do I have this up? I don't know. I have like 7 stories over right now. This comes from Dade Hayes over at Deadline. Comcast NBCUniversal's cable SpinCo fills out exec roster. I haven't done the show in 3 weeks. Val Borland gets top entertainment role. The executive ranks of the cable network entity being spun off from Comcast Universal, which has been dubbed SpinCo right now. It's not the final name, but it's SpinCo because the aim is to spin off all of these platforms or networks. Val Borland is the head of entertainment. Mark Lazarus is the CEO. And prospective CFO and COO, Anand Kini, announced the leadership news Thursday morning. Today's the 9th. No, it's today. They have their president of entertainment, the CCO, the chief human resources officer, president of operations technology. They have everybody down pat. So with this in mind, now that they have everybody ready to go, SpinCo can start moving forward with the spinoff part of the phase. This new company is going to be publicly traded, and it'll have the portfolios of USA Network, CNBC, MSNBC, Oxygen, Sci-Fi, and Golf Channel, along with digital assets Fandango. They own Fandango? Oof. Rotten Tomatoes, Golf Now, and Sports Engine. Bravo, NBC, NBC News, and the sports divisions, local stations, and Telemundo will remain part of NBCU. By spinning off the fat, essentially, this will make NBCUniversal a lot more lean of a company. It'll just make everything easier. I don't know exactly or entirely if this means any type of don't believe it's the demise of USA Network or CNBC or MSNBC. It just means that there's going to be a lot less focus on those from the mommy company. The team is focused on developing SpinCo's independent strategy as a modern multimedia company. More execs will be appointed in the coming weeks. The new entity removes problematic financials for a declining linear TV business from the Comcast books and offers a host of M&A options as players in traditional television reckon with cord cutting. USA used to be a big power player when it came to original TV shows and basic cable movies. Right now, it's just airing a lot of basic cable movies and soccer on Saturday and Sunday mornings. But it's not bringing the viewers. I would think, Bravo, the reason Bravo is staying with NBCU proper is because it's a huge asset that people still watch. It's got the Real Housewives. It's got the Ships show. What is the Ships show called? The one with all the ships. And they're like naughty people on ships. The Ship Show. Yeah, what's that called? Captains Aboard. I don't know, man. You would think that CNBC, MSNBC, and Golf Channel are at least doing somewhat well. I mean, if anything, MSNBC and Golf Channel. I watch a lot of golf. And the thing is, I like golf. Buying sports rights, the right to air sports, is so expensive. Soccer's expensive, baseball's expensive, football, basketball. We know basketball is expensive because Warner just lost the rights to Amazon from TNT. Golf is billions of dollars. So the idea that they're not getting viewers on Golf Channel, it makes sense in some regards, but I think fully as, people just put on golf and just watch. By people, I mean middle-aged men, middle-aged to elderly aged men, and me. Look, you give me a Sunday afternoon. Golf starts at 11 a.m. goes until 6. I'm watching all day long, baby. Pull out the Steam Deck. Pull out the Switch. Just start playing some games. Turn on a podcast. Open the balcony door. Again, the bars. I can hear people outside having fun. I love it. The networks continue to generate significant cash flow despite the ongoing decline of viewers and advertising revenue. Warner Bros. Discovery actually has done the same kind of restructuring, although I don't know if they would ever do spinoffs. I know that they were talking about that at some point. And by do spinoffs, I mean spin off their platforms as well. Now, let's get into something that is so very interesting to hear. Last year, last year around this time, or no, last year in the spring, I believe, Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers all came together and said, we're going to release a streaming platform that's dedicated to sports. We'll call it Venu, and it'll come out in the fall. And then Fubo, the cable streaming platform that is dedicated to sports and also has regular cable channels, traditional cable channels, came out and said to the government, to the American government, hey, that's not fair. That's antitrust, or something along those lines. And the government was like, yeah, that's crazy. And then Disney, Fox, and Warner could not release Venu last fall like they wanted to. Earlier this week, I woke up. I was at the gym. I saw this email come through. This comes from The Hollywood Reporter, written by Alex Wepperin. Disney to merge Hulu plus live TV with Fubo, taking on YouTube TV and ending Venu lawsuit. The deal will create a streaming multi-channel video service that is second only to YouTube in scale, while potentially allowing the Venu service to move forward. The big problem with Venu was that it took Disney's ESPN networks, all of them. It took Fox's sports networks, all of them. And it took Warner Brothers, then really good TNT NBA deal networks, and also the baseball stuff that they have with TBS. It took that too. So it had just basically, essentially, every single sport with the exception of I think golf, because golf is like CBS and NBC. Speaking of CBS, NBCUniversal and Paramount were both left out of the deal, and that was a big problem too because they were like, "What the heck?" So it had so with Venu you would get all of those channels, including the ones that were also a part of traditional regular packages with regular cable things. So for the Disney side, you would get the ESPN stuff plus Disney Channel, FX, the rest. With the Warner stuff, you would get, TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, the same thing. But yeah, you would get that. Now this company is said, even though they said they would merge Hulu with Live TV and Fubo, they're going to be two separate entities. The new company will continue to be traded publicly under the Fubo name. However, Disney will control 70% and appoint a majority of the board. Fubo management, including co-founder and CEO David Gandler, will run the combined venture. Again, in 10 years, if this thing actually goes through, but in 10 years, I could definitely see this. Fubo has been folded into Hulu with Live TV. Hulu with Live TV is $300. What will this deal do on its head? What is this not doing on its head? Well, for one thing, it could create a much bigger player in the virtual multi-channel video provider. Is that what they call it? Space, which means that Hulu with Live TV, I believe it's a little bit more expensive than YouTube TV right now, or I think they might be on par, but it would make Hulu the more not approachable, the more digestible one. Because even if they're both $85, you with Hulu with Live TV, you get Hulu plus the Live TV component plus access to Fubo, which will get you the sports things that, if you live in the South, for instance, we don't get Hawks games anymore because we don't get BN Sports or any of those channels. Then that would allow you access to those, and you could access more local sports around the South or the Northeast or the Midwest, because they have access and rights to those networks in those areas. YouTube TV is at about 8 million subscribers. Hulu with Live TV is at 4.6 million. Fubo's at 1.6 million, giving them a combined 6.2 million. So it makes it a little more attractive to advertisers and such. As I said, Hulu with Live TV and Fubo will be distinct brands. Fubo's going to negotiate carriage deals on behalf of the services, independent from Disney. So again, you're not going to be able to access those hyper-local networks that are available on Fubo on Hulu with Live TV yet. According to the companies, Disney, Fox, and WBD will pay Fubo $220 million, with Disney providing at least $145 million term loan through 2026. Fubo would also receive a $130 million termination fee if the deal fails to close under certain circumstances. I mean, in any case, Fubo is going to be winning. in 18 months, if this deal does not close, Fubo is still going to get paid. Fubo is going to sign a new distribution deal with Disney, allowing it to offer a less expensive bundle built around ESPN and ABC, something close to and designed to what Venu was offering. Which means, according to Fubo's president, Fubo is going to be able to deliver flexible, innovative, and competitive content packages to consumers, particularly around sports. Now, according to Etan Vlessing, Vlessing, at The Hollywood Reporter, despite Disney's surprise Fubo deal, DirecTV and Dish signal they may hold up the Venu launch. All right, so one of these stories has been is doubled up. All right, I have something from the Wrap that I'm going to delete. Lawyers for DirecTV and EchoStar's Dish have asked a U.S. district judge to reconsider a dismissal of claims by Fubo TV against the Venu sports streamer after a surprise merger with Hulu Live TV. The problem with what DirecTV and Echo Sports have against this new surprise merger is that this will still create antitrust problems for those who are in the same space. So if Disney, Fox, and Warner were going to make a streaming platform dedicated just to sports, and Fubo says that's not fair, and then Disney literally just buys out the company, And now you have other companies, Comcast, NBCUniversal, DirecTV, other providers of sports still fighting against the little guy. The big guy, excuse me. Through the settlement and acquisition, the defendants have purchased their way out of the antitrust violation. Lawyers for EchoStar wrote the court. For its part, DirecTV joined EchoStar in asking the court to potentially block the launch of Venu, despite the settlement of outstanding litigation involving Fubo and the proposed streamer. I'm back at the original story. A source says that launching Venu is still the plan, though Disney is still focused on launching a standalone ESPN flagship. Again, this goes back to people piecemealing what they want to watch. So while we will have the ability to subscribe to every platform, like me, to subscribe to every single platform, there are still those people that go, hey, I only want, Netflix, ESPN, whatever that product's going to be, and maybe you're freaky, Paramount. By the way, I started watching Matlock. It's so good. The new Matlock is so good. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited when a new episode comes on. And I was, when the mid-season finale happened, I was so sad. I was like, come on, I need to get back. Same thing for High Potential. High Potential is fantastic. Sorry, I just got a lot of texts in a row from my neighbor. I also got a winter storm warning for Georgia, which is true. We did get a winter. It might snow. And look, it's gonna be the tiniest snow in the world. Watch next week. I'm like, it snowed so much. The last time it snowed, I remember, was 4 years ago because I just got Nova, who is a little under the weather. She's not acting like it, but she has to go through some surgery at some point. So big thoughts up to her, my little baby girl. But the first time I got her, when I picked her up, took her home, a couple of months after that, this was 2020. And obviously that was December. The entire, I don't even, did I do video? Yeah, I was doing video because I had done it at the last apartment, and then I did it before I moved to that apartment. Anyway, the entire, I'm pointing as you can see, the entire living room was different, and I had a different couch. I had a futon out here, and it was just so ugly. But I remember we were sitting on the couch, and I opened up, and I didn't have any neighbors over there, and I didn't have any neighbors over here, because again, pandemic. But I'd open up the windows, the blinds, and she climbed on top of the futon, and like her feet were like touching the bottom, and she was like holding her on top, just looking at the snow like, what is this? And Maverick's 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. Oh my God. Maverick's 1.5. So this will be his first snowfall. Meanwhile, Nova's over like, yeah, no big deal. I saw that white stuff fall from the sky before. Oh, apparently the deal does not include the core Hulu SVOD service and is focused only on the VMVPD offering. I don't even know what any of these words mean. It'll be interesting to see if, oh my gosh, evacuation order lifted in Hollywood Hills after Sunset Fire burns through 43 acres. Jesus. It'll be interesting to see if and when, but mostly when Venu launches, because I think this is something I could really see Warner Brothers like try, because Disney doesn't really need this. They have access to basketball and football and baseball. They have everything, soccer and all that stuff. But Warner is in need of money. And Venu, when it launches, will be a $25 to $30 offering. that brings together a lot of great channels and a lot of great sports leagues. And it will stand out. But again, it'll be such a niche thing that only the people who really want it will get it. Will Venu eat into what Disney's regular ESPN streaming platform will be? Like, will people who go, oh, I can't wait for the ESPN streaming platform. Oh, there's one that has everything from Fox and Warner Brothers too. Then I want that, and it's only $10 more. I want that. Will that be something that they're thinking about? Because either way, they're still going to get the money. I do think it's hard because people have fatigue. There is fatigue out there with these platforms. Netflix is $23 if you get the option with 4K. $23. Max is $20. The Disney bundle is $28. Something like that. I don't know. I just get the charge on the card. Oh boy, you gotta pay that bill. Will people want this in the end? Because again, Fubo has 1.6 million subscribers, and I'm sure 1 million of them are diehard subscribers. In the same way that I go, well, YouTube TV is the best offering. Those people go, I like to watch sports. I also like to watch FX. Will this be something that people are gearing towards? Hey, listen, if you like what you heard here, head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where you can see me talk to your favorite famous people. If you want to see a video version of that, you can head to youtube.com/cpluscomedy, where you can see a video version of this show, as well as video versions of the other podcasts, Late Night Lately, the Late Night Show, and LinkedIn Logs, the Jobs podcast. You can subscribe to those shows wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky at @C+Comedy. Follow me at Chad Black White. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. I'm going to have to wait until I say this. Now, bye.